Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. Welcome, guys. Happy Thursday, October 24th. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I am joined by Tucker and Chef Jackus. Welcome, guys. Hope we've had a great start to the week thus far. We remain a little bracketed within this range. Hopefully we see that, that phase of the market coming to a conclusion here fairly soon. But until then, guys, we're going to continue to give you guys our outlook, our perspectives, our cooks on the market, right? I look across the board. I see a lot of disparity between certain charts right now, and we are going to talk about that today, right? Both in crypto as well as equity markets. But before we can do that, before we can start cooking, sharing all the alpha that we are sitting on, guys, maybe Chef Jackus even has something for you guys today if you hit a certain threshold. But as you guys know, he is greedy at times, and he loves when you guys smash that like button. So as I said, before we get officially started going on this stream, if you all could smash panic like even that like button, we would be very appreciative, of course. If you don't have to make us pull up soybeans later on this stream. I mean, some of you guys might remember last week I pulled up soybeans divided by the Dollar General chart for no reason other than to just create the most boring syndication or synthesis of charts that I possibly could. But welcome, guys. Let's get into markets. Obviously, the story kind of remains, at least within crypto, kind of this disparity between other altcoins and in particular, kind of even Bitcoin and ETH with Solana, which despite the fact that you have other tokens, other assets, other majors showing weakness this week, you've seen an immense amount of strength from Solana. I'm not quite sure how much we're up from the weekly open on Sol, but yeah, I mean, it might even be as much as 10%, but Solana seems to be leading this market higher. On-chain is very hot on Solana. And I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about some of those tickers, but I'm sure a lot of you are already familiar with those tickers as well. But Sol is very strong in the market, right? And we've talked about as long as Sol is kind of maintaining that range, that 127 to 190 range in USD pricing, the Sol on-chain super cycle will persist. I'm curious if Sol is going to break out, what effect will that have on chain? I'm sure that's something that we'll discuss today as well. Bitcoin looks stronger than most altcoins as well. And then, of course, you look across the board at equities. There's a lot of disparity over there as well. The NASDAQ seems to be leading the way once again over the S&P, which I'm taking as a signal that the Mag 7 is showing strength probably over the rest of the market. In particular, we can point to the Tesla rally, which is at about 17 to 18% on a daily candle. Can you imagine? Yeah, can you imagine telling a boomer back in like the 60s or 70s that this tech stock is up almost it's one of the biggest tech stocks in the world, is up 20% in a daily candle? I don't think they'd be able to comprehend that. But yeah, there's a lot of disparity when I look at these charts across the board, like a haves and have-nots sort of market. Obviously, there's a lot of activity and interest in some markets, and some will kind of need to play catch up here as we head into the presidential election. But those are kind of my opening thoughts, guys. I'd love to get yours, kind of what you're seeing in the market. Like I said, a lot of disparity, one hell of a Tesla candle. We got some things to talk about today. Tucker and Jackus, how are we doing, and what are we seeing in the markets today?
Man, I mean, Tesla, I did not know that. What, they had earnings, I'm sure. Yeah.
I think so.
Did
they miss it? Or I think it was like right in
they
line.
Missed on revenue. Yeah, they missed by 1% on revenue, but they beat 21% on EPS. So I guess that warrants a 20% gap up, maybe. That just looks like a BART to me, just. But Yeah, I don't know. I think Tesla looks good. I think if it can clear like 270, it's probably going to like. I mean, it's probably going to like 500. Honestly, if it can clear like 300, it's going to 500. I'll say that. I think it makes new highs, but yeah, that's wild. Let's see. Let's just do equities first, because let's just get it out of the way. Let's just get it out of the way, man. I don't know. I think this still looks fine. Not quite as strong as the S&P, right? Probably a decent spot to bid was the other day. I just think you get bull chop, man. I still think we're just in bull chop arc. Like just this general bull chop. I mean, I guess I'm on the 4 hour. It's pretty vertical. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty vertical. But even if you do some of this, right? Just bull chop. I think that's all Bitcoin needs. Obviously, traditionally, we need IWM and price discovery for Bitcoin to go in price discovery. We're not there. We are not there. We are about 11% away, 10% away on IWM from new highs. So, I mean, you want to talk about bull chop arc? This is bull. This is the definition of bull chop for me, at least. Like that is just up and to the right, just grind. Nobody loves this, but you know, I mean, obviously, we're not going to get the same contextual conditions we did back here, but that is where I see it looking the most similar. So maybe we get that explosion out of IWM, but yeah, I think equity's like fine. I mean, this is what we really need to talk about, though. This is what really needs to be discussed, and I want to hear what you have to say, Jackus. But I mean, this is frustrating, to put it lightly. I was not expect. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a good trend line right there, baby. That's it. That's the one. But yeah, I was not expecting this move out of the dollar at all. I think that's a pretty key rejection area. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like, why are they ripping the dollar if they're pricing in? They're more so pricing in 25 basis points of cuts. Like they're pricing out a hold on November 7th. So I guess it's potentially because you're getting other countries cutting by 50, right? The Bank of Canada or whatever cut by 50 the other day. So it's all relative, of course, Forex. But yeah, that's a big move. That's a big move. What do you think, Jackus?
Well, first of all, who could have foreseen? I was pretty much the only one who was saying that it's likely we're gonna bounce, but at the same time, I was also saying that I do not think this time it matters for crypto, right? Because usually we have the inverse correlation where if DXY goes up, crypto is down. And we saw that in 2022, where it was risk on bear market for any market. But this time you are moving within the range, right? You are not in a price discovery. It's not like a worldwide problem or something. So we were at the range lows. It was the most oversold market in a long while, and it simply made a logical sense for the bonds. But if you are asking for a real reason why DXY is going up, it's very simple. It's because the 10-year yield is going up. And the 10-year yield is going up because the bond buyers are simply not, they are demanding more interest on their bonds. It's what it is. That's where the game is being played. But I still do think that DXY is going to head down big time.
I would say the
Yeah.
dollar still looks like euthanasia coaster to me.
You can put it under it, right? The
Yeah.
10-year yield.
Yeah.
You'll see a nice overlay there. Especially if you zoom in on the latest moves, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was really where it started, right?
Yeah. So I'm not a believer, once again, that the 10-year yield is going above 5%, but I do think that generally the yields will stay higher for longer, and they are not going to 1% or so anymore. The interest rates are not going to 0% again. So what's likely going to happen is that the Fed is going to go down with interest rates to down to, and my approximate target is 2 to 3%. And I do think that obviously yields will go down with it. Obviously, there will be these little bounces. It's never a straight line. But I do think that the longer term yields, 10-year, 30-year, will just stay higher, because I think we will head into another round of higher inflation in the next, and this is a wild guess, but in the next 5 years, right? So I think that the markets are pricing that in, and that's why we see the 10-year yield staying higher. I do think it's still going to drop subs to 3%, even the 10-year yield, and I think the DXY is still going to shed the bed, and I think that's the time where lots of risk will really run, and I think that even though that locally there is this pullback in the market, I think it's only prolonging the overall bull market, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, even the recent move on the dollar, we saw it trading up with Bitcoin, right? Like
Yeah, because
10-year drops a little bit, but dollar went straight up, Bitcoin went straight up, 10-year still went up, right? So
yeah, in my opinion, that's mainly due to the reason that the bond market simply doesn't, it requires higher interest rates, but we know that they are not going higher. Like interest rates are not, the bond market requires higher yield, but we know that interest rates are not going higher, they are actually going lower. So just like for DXY, and obviously, DXY is calculated from a basket of other foreign currencies, but we know that the direct impact, as clearly shown on this correlation, is there, then I do not think it matters for risk on assets much, because it's in a range that's been going on for the past 2 years. But if I were to share a chart here, right?
yeah, go ahead.
Just very quickly, because obviously, the like button, I do not even have to look at it, but it's not pleasing.
Y'all better panic.
Yeah.
Right here, from a technical point, it made a sense that we were to break down. We didn't, again, right? We broke down. This is where and I would be calling for a bounce here, and people would be like, "Oh, you stupid! It's not bouncing." And then the bounce comes 3 weeks later, right? So, it always takes time for these hard time frame rotation, and that's what people lack. So I think that we did the bounce. I think we bounced too much for it to just die from here. I think we might have a sweep all the way up here still. But then I think it's heading way lower and then way lower. I just think it's going to be the dollar losing value against other currencies. So I do think it really doesn't matter that much that DXY is going up, because for example, if we are going to look at if we're going to put BTC next to it, right? We see that here DXY was rising and BTC had problem with it, right? In the time period, it was going sideways down. And then DXY goes down and we see big rally in BTC. But I think that in general, it doesn't matter here that we are currently going up that much, because it's not this type of move where people are simply fleeing to money market funds. I think it's because it's just a range, and in ranges, people are not that, they do not care that much. So if I were to just put it like this, actually, let me close these. Right, it's just it's simply this,
Yeah.
So that's why I think we are not seeing some insane pullback for BTC, because BTC is poised to go higher, right? And this is a totally normal pullback. We've been uptrending since August, just like SPX. I think when DXY kind of tops, it will be like DXY, right? Let's go back to DXY. DXY keeps going higher, likely like this.
What do you think that means for risk markets if DXY is going to continue to grind higher over the next few months?
This is what I think happens. BTC in that time does this, right? Then DXY actually tops and starts going down. And at that point, it's BTC just shooting up.
So you think you have to get a Dixie top first?
I think so, yeah, kind of. But it doesn't have to be precise, right? Like it's not going to be probably day to day. Even if we look at it, these are never like exact day to day. So like here, right, you see that Dixie topped, and that was kind of precise, because if it weren't for FTX, we were bottomed here. But you can see that not every top is the exact bottom for BTC. Sometimes it is, but it doesn't have to be exactly, Sometimes like you can see that the bottom is already front run. So I do not think a major sell-off is coming due to this, but I think major upside will come when DXY drops a lot.
You guys remember when Bitcoin was at 65K yesterday and people were in shambles? Because I do. Shambles.
Story, a tale as old as time.
Yeah. Unbelievable. 67.8 right now. Looking pretty decent, guys. Looking pretty decent.
So we are 8% from all-time highs and people are in shambles. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. I'm gonna need all-time highs to happen this month, though, or else I'm gonna have to answer for some tweets that I made. But I've been bookmarked. Guys.
You've seen that old tweet I have about how you should be bookmarking all of your counterparties' tweets to make them overthink all of their decisions.
Yeah. Back to me, Jackus.
Back to you.
And I mean, cryptos very much have and have nots as well, I feel like, because Bitcoin and Sol look way better than obviously ETH does. And their pairs, I mean, the Sol ETH and ETH Bitcoin pairs look like they are potentially in line for some trending moves here in the near term. So we can talk about the pairs, but like obviously Sol ETH is having a huge gap up. ETH Bitcoin, I don't even have to look at it. I'm sure it's down a good bit today.
Look at this. Study keeping it simple, man. Study keeping it as simple as possible.
The
Sol
traffic
ETH
light
up.
method.
Oh my. What?
The traffic light method.
Yeah, literally. Above here, good. Yeah. Above here, good happened. I mean, this thing's just going up a lot. I don't even know what. Like, I mean, here, we'll do something. Do we think this actually can happen, though?
What, a flip?
0.09?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
You think that's happening?
Well, I think Sol will flip ETH. I really believe that.
Oh my God, Tommy, that would be unbelievable. For my
This is
bag.
also like me getting bullish at the all-time Sol ETH top. No, I'm kidding. I think, you know, as we've seen when Sol ETH has swept the previous swing high, it has tended to reject. Maybe this is a full-blown breakout for Sol ETH, but I do think, you know, we trade Sol ETH. I think I've been kind of trading it incorrectly over the last you know, 6 to 8 months, at least since we've been ranging, right? It doesn't trade like a traditional alt pair. I think it's just an on-chain dominance indicator, and it looks exactly like Bitcoin dominance does, more or less. I mean, it's a lot more volatile, obviously, because there's a lot more beta inherently embedded in Sol, but it's the on-chain dominance indicator, and I don't see any reason for on-chain dominance to not continue leaving ETH and going to Solana, because all people want to do on-chain is gamble. You know, they don't really yield Ponzi, yield farms. Maybe there's a time for that again this cycle at the very end, and ETH can benefit from that. But until that happens, it's very difficult for me not to see Sol just perpetually taking market share from ETH. It's just got way better product market fit.
Stole it 82 bill. What's ETH market cap?
I mean, ETH is like the 35th
300?
largest company in the world. Did you guys know that?
It's the what?
It's like the
Wait, what?
35th largest company in the world.
35th largest company in the
Yeah,
world.
it's bigger than OpenAI, and I genuinely don't have any reason for why ETH should. Sorry, I
ESPN alert. I know it. I know it.
many know that alert. The European mind cannot comprehend.
No, Jackers can't comprehend the ESPN alert.
But yeah, no, I mean, I keep asking myself, like, all right, what is ETH's reason for existence right now? And storage of value, well, Bitcoin's just objectively better, and degeneracy on chain, Sol is objectively better and undervalued compared to it. So ETH's in a really tough position, man. It's difficult to see this pair over a higher time frame not going higher.
Dude, the Sol high time frame charts just look obscene, man. Oh my God. I mean, yeah, you're still in a range, right? Which is just a lovely phrase, but
Wait,
what?
what did you say?
Still in a range,
He was
Jackets.
waiting for it.
Not out of the woods yet, Jackets. What's another one? Volatility incoming.
Next
Lose
move will be
or
definitely telling.
when it's lights on.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on. There were a couple super chats that we should get to. So Sharp Mumu against Andy and friends. Well, what's that meme you use, Tommy? What's
Which
that
one?
meme? If I speak very bad,
Mourinho. If I
big
prefer
trouble.
not to speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll do it.
Shout out to Jose Mourinho.
I mean, it's tough because Mumu probably just oscillates against a bunch of these. Like your good boys club tickers probably just oscillate against your good Sol memes sub 500 mil. So, but that's the beauty of it is like, you know, Mumu is outperforming Andy, then Andy's outperforming Mumu. You can't lose. You simply cannot lose. You are winning at all times. It is wonderful. So that's kind of the take on it. But I think this looks bullish just given the fact that Moo is slightly like, I mean, look at this, okay? Can we just, this chart looks ridiculous. Like this chart is just continuing to put in higher lows and just grinding up. And there is a wick on this thing up to like 800 mil. So it's less about Andy and it's more about Moo, the fact that this chart looks decent.
Fill the wick.
Yeah, fill the wick to 800 mil on Moo. Let's do boom. I hate trading view, man. I don't. I love trading view, but which one?
Sometimes it grinds your gears, though.
I think this
that's
is it.
real.
I'm pretty sure this is it. Moo Wolf. Moo over Wolf. So and I'd say you came into support. I don't know. It depends. Here's my take is I think the boys club stuff is going to continue to go up if majors go up, which I think they will over the rest of the quarter, but I don't think you're going to see crazy outperformance until Q1 out of any ETH related sectors or memes or anything. Not that they're not going to go up. They're probably going to go up a lot. Like that, what I just said, like they could all double from here. I'm talking about the boys club. They could all double from here by the end of the year, but I don't think you're going to see like your 10x's in Q4 out of ETH related stuff, right? I think in Sol you could. In Sol you definitely could. So kind of expecting major Sol meme charts versus major ETH meme charts. You know, like this chart, I'm expecting this, and maybe one more, and then that, right? Over Q4. And then in Q1, wherever this chart is at, I expect it to probably go down only against Wolf for a while. Honestly.
I will say with the Sol with the Sol chart, specifically regarding Sol, if it's going to be breaking out above that kind of like that $190 level that's been capping price, does that create a drain actually on ecosystem meme coins rather than a tailwind? At least at least initially before it rotates back.
Or on ETH.
On Sol, not on ETH. I mean, I think if Sol were to break out, I mean, you definitely still have people aping into meme coins, but I'm assuming at that point, people are probably looking to chase Solana rather than on-chain meme coins. But maybe it's just both. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I kind of think initially Sol will be a bit of a liquidity vacuum on-chain if it does break out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think maybe for like a week or something, it might, you know, if it breaks out of 190 and just puts in a god candle to like 240, like, yeah, it's probably it's gonna act like Bitcoin does when it does that kind of stuff. But I still think the wealth effect is gonna be crazy on your Sol memes. Yeah. Yeah, I think the Sol memes are gonna go crazy, and they have been going crazy. That's where like the rotational opportunity's been. Let's do Brett. This makes sense because both of the like Moo and Brett both are just like both charts look like this, basically. Both charts have somewhat been stable coins for the last couple months. But I think this chart goes higher. I think Moo goes higher against Brett. I think all right, somebody gave us $20 and asked for Pepe, so we're gonna do Pepe. We're gonna do Pepe. Should we do the market cap chart? No, we should not. No, we should not. There we go. I mean, here's what I'm seeing on Pepe, right? I'd like to see it hold that line, right? If not, I think you get here, right? if it does, I think you maybe get stuffed once. I think above here you're so good on Pepe. You're so free and clear on Pepe. Above like 1-2, and then you need 9 to hold 09, basically. So
You still need ETH for it to
yeah,
just break, and then all ETH memes sent. It's what it is.
yeah.
It was very close this weekend.
Let's look at Pepe ETH though. Pepe ETH is up only, so I mean, I expect Pepe to continue to gain, not market share, but go up against ETH.
Well, if Pepe wouldn't be going up against ETH, what's the point
I
of holding
know.
Pepe?
But like,
But,
look at that. That looks set. I think that's set.
if you look at the ETH weekly chart, then I think it's still very good. It just got postponed like a week or two, but it's still going to break out pretty soon. So I think that ETH memes are safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the ETH weekly chart. You got stuff from a pretty important spot though.
I think it's just going to go kind of like this. Everyone hated on ETH because it was the biggest altcoin, and everyone wanted to take its position. And now that everyone is kicking on ETH and Sol is becoming the number one, it's going to reverse, and everyone will be kicking on Sol. It's kind of like everyone cheers for the underdog until the underdog becomes the leader, and then
Yeah, but I don't think we're
cheers on the
there
underdog.
yet. I don't think we're there yet. I still think Soul has a long way to go.
You
Like,
think so?
yeah, I think front running that reversal is dangerous.
No, I definitely think that Sol ETH pair is going to be outperforming still.
Yeah.
I think so.
But that's the thing about like our ETH memes is like, dude, they don't need a lot from ETH, you know, like
That's true.
ETH is up not very much off the bottom, and all of our boys club stuff is up like 4 or 5x off the bottom. So, I mean, even if ETH just comes back into like, 3,200, like
Exactly.
that's that's huge. That's huge.
Wait. Do you know what's kind of interesting is that the Sol Sol ETH chart is basically like Bitcoin dominance chart.
Yeah, it's the on-chain dominance chart.
Yeah.
But they do look like almost the exact same.
They
The
do.
only difference is Sol ETH is a little bit more volatile because of the beta that's composes the pair.
Like they also bottomed nearly the same time as well. Not exactly, but very, very close.
So what we're saying is that when ETH goes up, it means that other VC scams are probably outperforming meme coins and Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the context?
Let's look at some VC scams, man. Just so underwhelming. I think that's still valid on Tia, but oof. What do you think about that, Jackus?
Yeah, I am out for some time, and I think it's gonna run still, but you wanna wait for the price. Right now, it just got postponed as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not sure actually who said it. Maybe it was Wabe, but someone said that. No, it was Prometheus actually. on the Discord, and he said that the exact top for Caspa was when they introduced the ASIC miners on Caspa, which was also the exact top on Dash. The moment they introduced ASIC miners on Dash in 2017, this was also the exact top. It was also when the Caspa community said that the flipponing for Bitcoin is going to happen. So I think you should treat it just like anything as a chart. Try to be as emotional as I think it's still going to run, but it's just needing some time for accumulation, and in the time being in could be a huge opportunity cost.
Yeah. What do you guys
Look at this guys.
What?
So
just pulled a me.
Yeah, you did.
This is the Sol East chart at the top, and this is Bitcoin dominance at the bottom, and you can see that they've been clearly, inversely. They've been trading inversely correlated all the way up until this point. This is where Sol East bottomed, but this is also when Bitcoin dominance started to go up, and nowadays Sol East is going up, but so is Bitcoin dominance. It's all about ease at the end of the day, it seems.
Yeah, for the altcoin market.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I think it's going to remain kind of like these conditions that to me feel a little bit like a more muted version of Q3, Q4 of 2021, where it's very much like a have and have nots rather than just this full blown. I mean, alts, there's clearly opportunity still in alts, and we can see that in the shitcoin trenches, but that just widespread alt season where you have everything, you can literally throw money in anything and it'll go up. We haven't quite had that. And we might not have that until you see, these pairs top more meaningfully. I don't know, I don't know where Sol ETH is going to top. I kind of have a hunch that, maybe it flips ETH. I definitely don't think it's off the table, quite frankly. I guess we'll see what that looks like if it's going to get closer, but it's difficult for me to see Bitcoin dominance not at least trading into 62%. And if and when it does that, is that even a cyclical top, right? Because I've talked about this before. I mean, we can pinpoint the marginal buyers for Bitcoin. There's probably going to be more institutions and also countries. For your average altcoin, it's a little bit harder to discern. And obviously they have inflation. A lot of them have inflationary supplies. So I'm bullish on Bitcoin dominance. I think I'm just kind of done trying to call a top on it, which is the same with Sol ETH. And that's a high time frame thing. I know IWM looks great, but right now my perspective on legacy markets is if that volatility is going to remain muted into the election. Like I said, yes, IWM looks great, but I think the Mag 7 is actually what will probably outperform. And you're kind of seeing hints of that today with the NASDAQ leading the S&P.
Yeah. I mean, it is tough to call a top on Bitcoin dominance, right? Like, we're in that zone, though. We're in that zone. I'll say that. I think you top, and I agree. It doesn't have to be like a cyclical top, but I think at least you get some sort of interim top once you cross 60 or maybe 61, somewhere in there. I mean, this chart looks good though, right? Like,
yeah.
But it doesn't have to be. I'm not expecting necessarily this or even this, right? But maybe something like that. I'll take that. I think we would have a stupid alt season if you're in the right coins. Even if you get that, like even if you get this, and then you just kind of like do this, like that's all you need. These alts do not need a lot of room to breathe. Like they I mean, if you're in the right altcoins, they've been running this whole time while Bitcoin dominance is chatting. So if you get something like this, I mean, that's a hold on to your butt scenario right there, isn't it? Like,
I mean, what does Bitcoin represent though at this point? Is it Bitcoin's relationship with all altcoins, or is it just Bitcoin's relationship with ETH and VC scams? Because if that's the lens, then I don't know how to view this pair anymore.
you're saying is dominance reflective of what you just said?
Yeah, is dominance reflective of like the entire altcoin market just like melting higher when it breaks down, or is it just kind of reflective of like VC scams and ETH showing significant outperformance?
Yeah. I mean, logistically as a metric, right? It's just,
Because I'm assuming that like the entirety of the altcoin market right now, um, like how much of that really is meme coins? Obviously, they've outperformed a lot, but if you took a percentage, I would assume
I
that
know.
portion is still pretty small. So, like
Yeah.
betting on Bitcoin dominance going lower, I think you're effectively betting on an ETH reversal in terms of outperformance and VC scams outperforming meme coins.
Well,
And
yeah,
if
I
that's
guess
the case,
does that make this metric not as relevant then for us, basically? Because if it is going to go up only against these like high FDV VC scams, like I don't care, right? Like,
right?
you know what I mean? Like I'm not holding those. So, and I'm assuming most people aren't. So it's like, it could trend higher in, for a long time until the meme sector gets big enough to really matter to this chart.
And I think that's in line with what you were saying too, Tucker, that you think that that Sol has a lot more room that it can run before we start to see that shift. And I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate here. I haven't really thought about it in this way until we were kind of discussing it on today's show. But I think it's, obviously this is an indicator that I trade with a lot. So I am looking to get a better understanding of Bitcoin dominance and where it can actually top. But 62%, I mean, if I were a technical trader, I would be looking for a reaction. Contextually, we'll see, right? It's hard for me to see it being a cyclical top, but at the very least, some sort of reflexive reaction off that level makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, really, if you're trading meme coins, right, this is what you care about. This is what and that's actually not even true because this is total minus the top 10. So there's still a lot. This is still Tia, Ondo, Dot. This is still a lot of VC scams. So I don't even know. I don't even think there's a metric like.
Are there any VC scam charts that are looking good right now, like Tia? I know it was strong earlier in the week, but it does that. Like it has very randomly feigned strength against the market multiple times over the last 6 to 7 months, and then still gone down only anyway.
Yeah, this is Tia.
I mean, yeah, I think I can already see that correlation there. Like you look at the way Tia has consolidated at the lows, and you look at ETH, the way it's consolidated since August. I think there are a few structural similarities there that would, if one's outperforming, the other's probably outperforming too. And if one is, if ETH is grinding higher into say 3,200, TIA is probably grinding higher into like $10. Maybe not outperforming, but that's kind of what I feel like the chart looks like.
Dude, we need a meme dominance index, and I don't know. I don't really want to take that on in terms of creating that, but we need that because others is not it. Total 3 is not it. Bitcoin dominance is definitely not, not it, right? 1 minus Bitcoin dominance. So,
Um,
If CoinGecko can help us, I don't think
yeah,
they'll be able to, but
they should be able to. I bet they've done it. Wait, is that real? DoorDash.
Did you get a deal or something? Oh.
No, the guy.
Oh.
Did you get a deal?
I was like, did you get a notification
Yeah.
on his phone for like Kava or something?
Dude, I love some Kava.
I got myself Chipotle yesterday with the brisket. Had to.
This guy really wants me to do Brett. Brother, Brett will go up when ETH goes up. All right. So might be a little while. No,
The real brain rot is what we're experiencing in the range, man. I'll just say that.
The true brain rot has been the state of my brain since March 7th or whatever it is. Since we topped. Wait, did you look at meme dominance?
I mean, I'm just looking at memes on CoinGecko. They say
they don't have a total market cap of it.
Yeah, it says the collective market cap is 75 billion, but I'm going through it to see what they've included in here.
Do they have like Doge in there?
Yeah. SHIB is like 10 billion. So,
dude, why is SHIB above?
They have ton on here for some reason, so it's actually more like 62 billion.
Let's just call it 50. Okay, I'm throwing out SHIB.
Yeah.
SHIB can go to 0, man. I don't know why. All right, so we say memes are about 50 bill. I'm just trying to think.
That's an accurate statement.
Memes are about 50 bill.
Does it include Doge or not?
Yeah, that does include Doge. If you exclude Doge and SHIB, what are we looking at? Like 40?
Yeah, but you also have to, like I said, you have to exclude ton as well.
I know.
If you exclude Doge, it's like 30.
30 billion?
Yes.
That's nothing, dude. Oh my God. We are so early. It's really 30 bill if you exclude ton, SHIB, and Doge.
Yes.
So, I mean, dude, Pepe is going to 30 bill. Like, what? I mean, what? That's wild, man. That's wild. Okay. All right.
Looking at this chart, do you think that there is a universe where ETH doesn't break this range to the upside?
No, I don't. I know Tommy does, but
I do think there is a world, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So memes are 30 bill. ETH is 300. Memes are about a tenth of ETH right now, and I know they're not all on ETH, but I think ETH maybe tops at $1 trillion. I think that nice round number actually might be a pretty solid top for ETH market cap. See, I have an alert set at 950. So a tenth, 100 bill. So what, 3x on memes? That seems low. That seems low because they're going to outperform as ETH goes up. I mean, we could do some math here, but.
What do you mean, Manish? I am in the meme coin trenches as well.
No, Jackus is in the trenches. I can.
Yeah, you guys have no idea.
Yeah, you guys have no idea, man. No idea.
I love when people like show their inner degen that's just been hidden, and when it comes out, it's just like all at once.
Yeah, AZ said 2021 playbook for ETH is Bitcoin rallies hard, and then that trash ETH gigascents for a month, and it's over. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin should rally hard throughout Q4, and then ETH gets like Q1 at most, probably like 2 months out of Q1.
You think ETH gets 2 months of outperformance?
Maybe not 2 months. That's a lot. Maybe like a month, but it happened in Q1.
Why wouldn't Sol get the ETH outperformance from 2021? I have no idea how ETH is going to perform. It might just lag the entire cycle. I think that's a non-zero probability.
It's a non-zero probability that it lags the whole cycle, but
I know it's very much like price is down, so sentiment's bad. But I cannot pinpoint one reason for ETH like to catch a fundamental narrative right now, unless BlackRock suddenly decides like, hey, we're going to be championing ETH ourselves. We're building the future of finance right now on ETH. Then
I
ETH
mean,
explodes.
didn't they? I know he said something bullish about ETH, but besides that, didn't they tokenize something on ETH? Like, didn't they
I
put
know.
like 100 mil on ETH, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, we're gonna make a DeFi
On
fund or
ENA, I
something."
think, or something like that.
Yeah, they did something on ETH. So, I mean, it's not inconceivable, but
I think there is one major issue, by the way, with the ETH ETFs and why we are not seeing the flows into those. And that's because the ETH ETFs doesn't include the staking yield, which I think is critical. Because why would you purchase ETH ETF if you can just buy ETH on spot and lock it into the yield,
I
right?
think
Into the stake it
I'm
and earn
glad,
the
Jackus. I'm glad they don't have staking in the ETF, man. That would not be good if that ever had to unwind.
yeah.
Don't you think? I mean, that they could really do some fugazi accounting with staking on an ETH ETF. Like, I'd rather people be like, "Oh, the ETF doesn't have staking, and I want staking, so I'm just gonna go buy ETH." Like, I'd rather have do that, boomers, do that, right?
Yeah.
Like, stake it yourself. But like, I think if people want to buy ETH, they'll buy ETH. Like, I mean, it obviously makes it easier, but if they want to buy ETH with the yield and have to go do it on their own, I don't think they're going to be like, "Oh, I'm just not going to buy ETH." Like, I don't know. I feel like there'll be some sort of yield product built around ETH for TradFi. They love yield more than anything. They love it. So, yeah, but
Well, they did build Maker around yield.
yeah,
Fortunately, it was the wrong yield.
that's true.
Maker's gonna full round trip.
Look at this chart. Hang on. My goodness. My goodness gracious, guys. What are we talking about?
It's a market of have and have nots.
The Bitcoin monthly chart is so juicy. Unreal.
40K.
Dude, study the full FVG fill to the penny. Oh my god.
That's how you know boomers are in the market.
Yeah, literally it is. They said we'll take out that FVG at 49K and then we'll send it.
I mean, if you look at Bitcoin on basically any time frame, that's kind of how it's been trading. It's like, oh, there's a gap. Well, I'm gonna go fill it.
Well, Tommy,
Bitcoin has traded that way.
what about this gap, bruv?
I know
We
it's
need to
there.
fill it.
You should tell ETH to fill it, not me.
It must fill. It must fill. 3K is imminent.
The only gap is between all-time highs and the moon.
And the moon. Yeah. What?
I'm gonna continue to say I view the relationship between Bitcoin and ETH right now as Bitcoin as the rocket and ETH as the anchor. Duality of the market.
Are these people? I said to ban some guy. Oh, there's a bunch of them, dude. Get out of here with that. Get banned. Wait, one more. Dude, these are the people that come into our comments section and do this.
I like for coffee.
They get like 4 bots together and they all like conspire to scam you. It's hilarious. Yeah, I think we got them all.
Let's look at some SOL derivatives.
What if, guys?
The real super cycle. Was that Bitcoiners were right?
Yeah, Bitcoin dominance is basically just ETH BTC inverted.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been that way.
Let's beat Bitcoin out right now.
How does ETH USD look right now? Does
Same
it look
place.
okay? Lower time frame. Do we look okay?
What do you mean everybody let's just laugh at ETH? Everyone's laughing at ETH for months, man. Probably longer.
No, I remember having this conversation back in like December of last year, man. It's like I'm waiting for ETH to just do the damn thing.
I think it could get O2s, yeah. I think it could get O2s. It's at what, 3.7 right now?
I think the worst part about the ETH Bitcoin chart isn't how much it's drawn down, but the way that it's trended, right? Like it hasn't even been like you've had a
Yeah.
handful of gap down candles, but it's on a higher time frame. It's mostly been a pretty slow bleed out. It's demoralizing, I think, for people who are like waiting for that outperformance.
Well, wait, didn't the S&P 500 outperform ETH or something last year?
Did it really?
It's something like year to date. I don't even know. Hang
I
on.
bet the NASDAQ is.
I bet the NASDAQ is too, which is so funny.
S&P ETH to S&P 500, all right.
I mean, ETH is literally up
Don't invert
10% on the year.
Don't invert that chart.
ETH is up 10% on the year, man. What? That's crazy. The only people who are truly wrecked are people holding ETH only.
Well, ETH went up 363% and SPX 66, but obviously, it's due to the market cap because I would like I never view at these charts, right, and be like, yeah, he's still outperforming. We just say ETH is outperforming SPX. I wouldn't, right, because as you can clearly see, SPX is above its 2021 high, while ETH isn't, and the outperformance in percentages is simply due to lower market cap. So like the same way you're going to get larger, pullbacks.
I don't know how to calculate risk-adjusted returns, but I'm sure that you would show something like this if I did.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just the question, is it the ultimate catch-up trade, or is it just maybe not a place for it this cycle? But time will tell. Time will tell, and I think it has more to do. I think it has less to do with ETH and more to do with Sol, just catering to native liquidity.
Tommy, look at this, all right? You will get the pattern.
No, I see it. I see it.
That's crazy.
Let's do it like this.
Dude.
Whew.
That is crazy.
Is BlackRock about to champion ETH? Is BlackRock about to do the same thing with ETH that Sailor's doing with Bitcoin? If that's the case, I'd be the biggest ETH bull you've ever seen.
That would be quite something. I think Anons are not getting it yet. I think this is the big trade nobody's playing, or very few people. Look at this though.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the bottom of East and Russell.
They nuked the Russell.
In 2018, they did. I didn't know the correlation went that far.
Why do people say I look like Vitalik, man? I really don't get that.
Who said the Snorlax is
There's
Vitalik?
multiple comments about it today. We've had them before. I don't get it, man.
Now Tommy doesn't look like Vitalik, man. Doesn't. But wait,
Yes,
wait.
but I know where you're going with this.
No, you don't. I know who Tommy looks like.
Oh no.
Dude, AZ said because you're white and skinny, bro. I don't know why, but people think Tommy's skinny from YouTube, and Tommy's not skinny. Okay.
I'm not fat, but
no, not fat, but like skinny is not correct. What is that? Who is that?
That's Tommy
No,
parking
it's
in
not,
Europe.
bro. Who is
Just
that?
look at them. Just look at them.
I mean, no, I
it's him.
See, of
it's
course.
him. It's Tommy.
Who is that, bro?
That's Johnny Manziel.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Of course it is.
Chat Tommy. Chat Tommy.
Jack is gonna get us canceled again.
Anyways, going back to this, right? I think that it's just a giant catch-up play. And it's like NVIDIA leading, SPX, you now see BlackRock, right? That's been lagging, and I was observing it during this phase. And now it just started to trade higher. And I think that Russell is the next, and ETH is going to be the last. But I think it's just gonna go as well.
Yes, I like those up arrows, Jackus. I enjoy that.
You like up arrows.
Yes. The comments are so funny.
I know.
Do you know what's interesting? ETH was the absolute first that bottomed out of these. And I was saying this many times, like ETH was stronger in terms of not being so weak, always. Like during FTX, ETH is the only one that didn't make a new low. The only one. BTC has, Russell has, BlackRock has, SPX has, even NVIDIA made new lows in October 2022. But since then, ETH has been rugged. Hey, maybe Russell. No, Russell made new lows here. And here too, pretty much. It's kind of funny.
First at BB to FUD. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. What is BB's take on Alex Becker? Dude, what? You want our take on a person?
No comment.
No comment. Yeah, no comment.
Is there a chart?
Is there a chart? Jackie will chart him.
Is Russell a dog? What chain is it on? I saw that though. Isn't that the name of Brian Armstrong's dog? It's Russell.
Yeah.
I think it's rugging right now. I think someone mentioned
Is it rugging?
Is my animal coin on base rugging right now?
They mentioned it in the comments earlier.
Did they?
Yeah.
Bruv, why can't East just be like BlackRock? From August, just up. Instead, it's yeah.
Hold on, before you keep cooking, Jackus, I don't even know. We haven't checked the like button one time.
I know. Hang on. I got you.
Y'all better panic like, because we're coming.
214, bro.
Oh man.
We need 300, man. I'm sorry, but that's kind of got to happen. Give us 300. Let's do some super chats though, because I got Oziel's and I got Joe's. March to the top for Cass was, yeah, that's true.
Got one for Sui.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we chart Sui? Feel like it's Tommy. I know you want that one. I know you want to chart Sui.
I mean, I don't really have like a specific edge on it, but I can give my thoughts.
I know you've got a chart though with probably a fractal on it.
I don't have a fractal on it actually. I don't think I do. No, I don't. If you guys can believe it, I cannot find a fractal for Sui. But I will say, and I'm gonna steal the chart from you for a second, Jackus, but
do it.
Yeah. I do agree that the flip for East from proof of work to proof of stake wasn't the best choice, and that's always been discussed. The reason, like, you would think that they would bring down the prices for Ease with the staking protocol, and the fees are still high, but it's just proof of stake. It's just stupid.
now, I mean, for whatever reason, I can't get my yearly VWAP indicator to load, which makes me sad, but I want to say the first deviation is like right in here, and this bottom is like right in here, which makes sense with the context of the range. No, I mean, we were talking about Sui. I think it looks a lot like Mog for one, but as far as like the market structure on Sui goes, you're kind of, if you're bullish, you're hoping that this is a PO3, right? Manipulation, consolidate, and then another expansion. Just speaking purely off market structure, as long as you are trading below this low, you know, like we could be in, this could be a bearish retest before we retest some of this consolidation. But I think as long as Sui is above kind of this region, which obviously we marked out, because if this indicator would cooperate, you would see the importance of this level on the visual. But I think as long as Sui's above there, it's good. Below, I'd be expecting a larger unwind. The thing with Sui that's interesting to me is that open interest is up literally like 700% since the lows, which is a ton. I think the total OI is like 400 million. It went up from like 50. So this one is, I mean, a lot of effort went into pushing this up. You want to see buyers step in to continue to see this thing trend higher. But I'm kind of leaning that this is going to pull back a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Let's see what RSI looks like. But I think if you get back above these highs, right, you're probably just kind of like rip into $3. Shout out to the market maker. Shout out to the market maker. This thing is, we talked about ceilings before. 20 billion FDV has very much capped VC scams. I think Sui's right around there right now. Let me check. Let's see. Sui is at 19.7 billion FDV. So it's right there. And I think, you know, you talk about like coins that lead the market off the low. alts are probably going to follow what one of two coins are doing, which are going to be Sui and then probably Popcat, because those were the first two altcoins that really kickstarted this rotation, at least from like a mid to large cap basis. So yeah. No, I mean, those are my thoughts on Sui, right? Like open interest is up a lot. A lot of people are openly interested in trading Sui. I think it still looks like it's a pretty healthy uptrend above $1.70, and below, you probably get a larger unwind just given the amount of people openly interested in Sui. But yeah.
Wait, okay, hang on. I just thought of something. You can keep the chart, but so total crypto market cap is 2.26 trillion. And we're saying that excluding Ton, Doge, and Shib, memes make up 30 billion of 2.26 trillion. That's crazy. That is not okay. Like the amount of mind, like we need some metric like mind share versus market cap or some shit, because that's wildly undervalued in my opinion, right? At least for the amount that I see stuff on Twitter and on,
And I kind of think that's why like this is just perpetually repricing higher, because there's just like native capital all kind of rotating into Sol ETH, and then like the more the larger money is kind of rotating into Bitcoin for the same reason.
What's 30 billion? What percent is that? Boom, boom. 1.3%. That's 1.3% of total market cap is memes. That's not right, man. That ain't right. There's a repricing that needs to occur.
It will. Yeah. No, I mean, it's just going to take a little bit of elbow grease called crime.
Unbothered Jack. I forgot about His Excellency.
His Excellency is, I mean, maybe we end up talking about him again in the future, but
yeah.
Let's look at his chart.
His chart is pumping. Buy his shitcoin.
Of course it is, man. Jesus. Kind of feel like this will do like a Luna at some point and just literally elevate her to zero, but I have no idea when that will occur.
Elevator.
Well, just keep Justin's son in the back of your mind.
Yeah. Elevator to zero. Could be. Dude, Popcat is sending right now, bro.
Popcat is insane, man.
Popcat is relentless, dude.
Actually, I want the finance chart.
It's just sending with Soul, but
it's cat coin season, right? Like Mew looks good too. Even though I won't be trading it, but very similar looking structure. The rare VC scam meme coin. Not bad. Can look at some other cats like KeyCat. Mog, obviously. What's Mog doing? I think Mog looks a lot like Sui still. Right? Contesting that high in the same way. Where's Sui go? Oh, there it is. Yeah. I mean, Sui's a little bit stronger structurally, but more or less same chart.
Oh, you're saying Mog looks like Sui?
Yeah.
Sui, I feel like went way more vertical though. Like look at Sui real quick. Like that thing went straight up. It's also higher. It's also above all time. Sui's above like the previous all-time high.
I think Sui came down more.
Yeah, it did. It did for sure.
Sui came down here basically. But this one's kind of like the same logic, right? Might be breaking the low. You get a reclaim. Oh no. You get a reclaim. PO3. Keep going higher. I guess MOG probably is a little bit dependent on ETH.
Yeah, it is because it's on ETH. But dude, MOG did they wormhole?
I don't think so.
If MOG ever gets a wormhole, I am buying it. Okay, because MOG feels like it should be on Sol. It just does. I don't know why.
It does.
It just does.
Yes.
But I still remember it from down here back in last summer, man.
Dr. Outlook.
God, I had a bag in here. Actually, it was here.
No, Tommy, our PopCat bags would have just been glorious.
Did you see what I posted in my Discord? The
No.
lost porn, or the not
Wait,
lost
what?
porn, but the
What's
there's
it-
a site that checks your biggest fumbles.
Oh my god.
It made me physically ill looking at that wallet for Whiff and PopCat because Tucker and I were so damn early.
Wait, what did you write?
I'll send it to you after the show
Yeah,
because I
send it
don't
to
know
me.
if I have a link to it, but like, man,
God.
it made me sick.
Yeah, we were so early to PopCat. It was insane.
Oh man, that's what this one doing.
Oh,
Jeez.
Magic Eden's doing an airdrop soon.
Yeah, but we're not going to get I don't think the snapshot included all of our puppets volume, or at the very least, like I didn't claim any of the gems.
Yeah,
I'm not getting anything.
I didn't either, bro.
You need to redraw these. Let's see what we think. Why does this look like NVIDIA all of a sudden? Like the long consolidation up here. We'll see.
It does look like NVIDIA. Day 1000 of super chatting about mini best PopCat beta IMO and one of the most undervalued on Murad's list. Let's see it. Mini.
Kind of looks like Retardio, doesn't it?
A little bit. Yeah. A little bit. It's a little more overextended, I'd say, but
yeah. I don't know how to approach this one. It's a pretty big impulse. 6x. Trying to think of what this chart reminds me of. I know there's.
What does it remind you of?
I just can't put my finger on it. I really can't.
Or
Do
you
you want
think
to say
of it
MOG?
and you just can't say.
No, I genuinely don't know what it reminds me of, but I feel like I've seen. I mean, we've seen this pattern before. Consolidation. Yeah. It's either big deviation and rolls back in, or right, it's the start of a bigger move.
You're basically buying a lottery ticket, and that's what people like.
The right move on this chart was to do the Will's Outlook and buy down here.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of printed the same thing that SPX 6900 did at the bottom. Like, I remember this pattern. Maybe. I don't know. There are a lot of coins, right? Like there are a lot of coins. I almost feel like the reason meme coins can't break through that mark that's capping them right now as an asset class is because we just make so many of them and then leapfrog to new ones that we destroy value. Not enough value to where like meme coins can't pump, but like enough value to where like the bigger meme coins can't have pumps that are sticky enough to raise the ceiling of the asset class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that 300 mil ceiling on Sol is real. Put mini chart next to Popcat. Big fractal playing out.
R.I.P. Moodang. This kind of looks like mini, doesn't it?
Yeah. $1 billion coin right there. The Pepe is so cute. I know. The memes are great, bro. Memes are great.
I'm gonna nuke my screen here, but yeah, no. I do think to like a large extent though, meme coins need to consolidate to a few runners. So that a collective, a larger collective becomes wealthy. It's almost like, you know how there's this PvP between group chats almost at the moment, like discords and group chats on chain in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
You can almost kind of see it reflected in meme coin cults and communities too.
Totally.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's where it is. Whereas like we kind of need to believe as a collective, which I guess is reflective of my thoughts on Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana as well. You know, make a collective wealthier for the wealth effect rather than just like a persistent PvP.
I understand you, but I think that's the prison dilemma, right? I'm
Yeah.
not sure if you're familiar with that.
No, that's a great reference, actually, Jackus. I totally agree. You're exactly right. Like, why would I give up my ROI on this meme coin to bet on a collective?
Yeah. For those of you that do not know that, guys, the prison dilemma is basically if like all the prisoners collectively help each other, they would just overthrow the rulers of theirs, right? I'm not sure how it's pronounced in English, but they don't, right? And so individually they are powerless, but together they would just break out of the prison. And that's the same what Tommy just described for meme coins. If like everyone would just collectively, work together, it would be 300 billion by now instead of 30. But unfortunately, everyone is PvP, and if you are with him, you are part of the family. But if you are against him, if you are in like that other token, how dare you dilute my meme coin with another meme coin?
But I believe in this new thing, Jackus. I believe in it. It's such a low market cap.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's kind of like everybody is seeing a few meme coins at a really low cap, and they're like, I'm gonna hold this to billions, or say I hold it to billions, but actually sell in the hundreds of millions. So that my exit liquidity is buying with the hopes of looking for billions.
Yeah.
But
all right, Tommy, you want to talk terminal?
yeah, that's a good spot for us to be wrapping up. And speaking of terminal, guys, and meme coins, right now, I mean, the BB terminal has a lot of really great features. I will tell you one though that we are building, and if you've used the terminal before, you know that we are actively building this. It is the DGen tab, and I think you guys are going to get a lot of. You guys are going to love that one when it's finished. But it's like I've been saying, we're going to continue building out the terminal, continuing to make it the best possible product on the entire market. For me right now, I use it every day looking at derivative data for heat maps, open interest. I love spaghetti charts as well. Not just because I was just in Italy. I do just love spaghetti charts because it's a great barometer of what's leading and underperforming the market. But loads of aggregated data that you can get a lot of usage out of. And of course, like I said, we're going to keep building. And I think the features that we are going to continue adding, if you are a trench warrior, you're going to absolutely love them. So stay tuned for that. Soon, BB Terminal is going to have something for absolutely everyone in this market to be crushing it. So keep an eye on that. And I mean, we're definitely going to keep showing it on our shows. So if you weren't familiar with it, expect to become familiar as we move forward. But of course, guys, we also have a few more offerings as well. You can purchase the BB Terminal and also become a member of our Discord. We've talked about it before. You know, we give a lot of content on Market Check. We give a lot of content on Market Talk, but we give the most amount of content and alpha through our Discord, guys. I mean, we are live with our subscribers 4 hours every single day. You just basically get our private thoughts on the market, what we saw around New York Open, around the close, and how we watch price develop throughout the day. So it's really an invaluable membership. If you're looking for maybe a bit more of an intimate feel from the rest of the team, definitely sign up for the Discord because you will get it, and you will get I mean, we probably could raise the price of the Discord even. Quite frankly, we provide a lot of value for our subscribers there, so I can't recommend it enough. But of course, guys, like I said, we do have a few more product offerings as well, such as the fact that BB now has an officially SEC registered hedge fund, BB Wealth Management. So if you are interested in potentially having the team manage your money for you in a specialization in digital assets, we look to capitalize on the asymmetric upside returns that crypto provides while also mitigating the downside risk posed in any market. So if becoming an accredited investor or LP is something that interests you, like I said, check out the description of this video. We do have more information linked below. Don't forget the BB Academy, though, either, guys. You continue to give us such great feedback. It warms my heart, honestly. And there's so much value. Like I said, the Discord, we have so many different personalities, and you get a very up close and intimate feel with kind of how we approach markets on a daily basis. But BB Academy is very much like that as well. You get an up close and intimate feel with how we analyze, with how we chart, and ultimately how we trade. And there are not, I don't think you could find any course on anywhere in CT where you have such a diverse set of skill sets incorporated within the course. So whether or not you're trying to hone your educational base or take your trading to the next level, there is a spot in the BB Academy for you. Of course, guys, if you enjoyed Market Check, we will be back for another episode tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whenever the New York Stock Exchange is open, expect to see our beautiful faces up on this screen, cooking you guys up a delicious meal. We also have Market Talk hosted by the legendary King Wabi. We do not have it today because it is Thursday, but every other week or every other day of the week, you can catch Wabi on our Twitter Spaces, where he will schedule those ahead of time, where you can be notified not just when he schedules them, but also when he goes live. So make sure to check out that as well. Wabi's been absolutely crushing the market, crushing the trenches in particular. So if that's your cup of tea, yeah, definitely make sure to tune in for Market Talk. But that's all from us. We hope that you all have a great Thursday, a fantastic rest of your week as we head into the end of October. And I mean, I can't believe we're already almost into the election, but yeah, it's almost November, guys. Holy crap. Thanks for tuning in as always. We appreciate you guys. And of course, stay safe. Thanks again.